another brand new episode here on Sunnyside Up Farms. Yes, it's back. It never really went away. So, turns out, I kept, as you may remember from the last episode, because it's probably over a month ago now. I love the fact that this random no entry sign is just on this. It makes me smile every time I see that. Yeah, but as I say, you may not remember from the last episode, but I had a big lot of trouble with the course play and getting them to not collide and different things, and there was errors being thrown up in the log, and you know, as I say, I had big trouble with it, and I loaded in the game the next time to do the next episode, and the game wouldn't load. It just kept staying at 80%. Now, I've had this before on lots of maps, so I lowered the graphics setting and it still wouldn't load. So I was like, okay, the log was clear, there was no errors in the log, so I was then stumped and just thought, oh well, I'll have to you know, just sort of forget about this save, you know. And I didn't really want to, because I was enjoying this save. You know, I enjoy using the David brands. I enjoy, you know, sort of the older style play. You know, 1950s has really got me into sort of the older style of play, rather than, you know, just continually playing with all the big stuff. And I would like to do a save in the future where, you know, we are a big farm and we do just have all the big stuff on a big map, you know, and we have you know, sort of you know, a save where we sort of go the other way and we're just full on massive. But yeah, so I was going to announce in one of my other episodes and series is that, you know, this unfortunately had come to an end because I couldn't find you know, what was causing the issues that I was having, but I didn't, because I didn't want to get rid of this series. You know, I wanted this series to come back. So essentially, I wanted, you know, I wanted myself to find the fix, to find the problem and to fix it. And because, you know, you do all the old you know, sort of techniques and what have you, and still wasn't really making much different, you know, much difference. And as I say, I just couldn't figure it out, and I sort of left it, and I thought, well, at some point I'll go back. At some point I will, you know, I'll maybe get a bit of inspiration, or I'll get this, or I'll get that, or whatever, and I'll go back. And lo and behold, yesterday, so I finished recording yesterday, had you know, sort of a couple of hours spare where I didn't really want to play Farming Sim. I just wanted to sort of relax and do something else. I couldn't find really anything on YouTube to kind of watch, or, you know, I sort of had no jobs about the house to do, and I was going through the save game file on there, and I saw it, and I thought, oh yeah, I thought I was going to try and sort that out, wasn't I? Like, you know, it sort of, it was a case of it had gone sort of out of sight, out of mind, you know. But then I saw it, and it was like, oh yeah, I was going to try and do that. And bearing in mind, before yesterday, I'd probably spend, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours trying to figure it out, you know, sort of, well, not probably 4 or 5 hours, that might be a bit extreme, but certainly spent a good hour and a half trying to sort it out. Couldn't sort it out, lost sort of, not interest, but I don't know, I suppose I just ran out of ideas, and then I just yesterday literally went to it, did one thing, changed one thing, and lo and behold, we're working again. So and as far as I know, yep, still log is error free. So it turned out to be a mod, and it turned out to be a mod conflict. Even though it wasn't bringing up any errors, it was a hell of a job to find that was doing it, but eventually I did do it. And the reason it took so long, and I think the reason why I gave up before, because that's what I was doing before, was kind of like, well, the graphic settings hasn't made no difference, so I put them back to where they were, which at the moment they're on a high, I think, at the moment. I think it's high. It's either high or medium. I tend not to really play this game on sort of high or ultra. My computer's more than capable. I just don't really think it changes enough of the game and the appearance for me to think, wow, I've got to play this game on this because this is awesome. Medium, as far as I can tell, doesn't look really any different to ultra or high. So I tend to play it on medium, and my graphics card loves me because it's not having to work too hard. So that's kind of what I do, sort of thing. Like anyway, but yesterday sort of sat down with the determination that I was going to sort it, that I was going to, find the issue, and that's what thankfully I did in the end. And it wasn't even a new mod that I downloaded. It's a mod that I've had for, I don't know, a long time. I would be half tempted to say, since around the beginning of FS22, but it probably wasn't that long. But but it's certainly a mod that I've had in my mod folder for a long time. Hang on, we're a bit out there, James. Now, in real life, you wouldn't reverse rolls. Well, I was certainly always told never to reverse them anyway, or to back up with them. Whether that's more the old style rolls or what, I don't know, and not this newer style, I don't know. But yeah, when I first started out on the first farm, I was always told never to reverse rolls, and I just never have since. Like, yeah, it's just something that stuck with me. So yeah, but so I'd say found the mod, and sort of took so every time I tried it, I loaded the game, so it was like blank map, just a map to start with, then added auto drive, then course play, yeah, we're still loading, and it was a case of, right, now that you're loading again, now that I've removed all the mods, I definitely know now it's a mod conflict. Yeah, in the end, as I say, I found the mod, and I've tried the mod, and the mod works on every other map, so quite why sometimes we get errors on one map and not another, and I don't know, but I don't know how it all works. It's all a bit too clever for me, but as I say, thankfully I've managed to get this save to work again, so you can hopefully expect, and I say hopefully expect because unless there's more problems, but barring any more sort of issues, then yeah, hopefully we can get back to doing at least one episode a week again, because I know there was a few people out there that really liked this series, and as I say, I really like this series. I'm one of those people, if I don't really like a series, I can't really sit and do it. Hence Glengarry. I honestly, it was an absolute chore to record that series. I just could not get into it. I just could not. And when you sort of struggle for motivation, it becomes, certainly for myself, it just becomes very hard to do, and I just couldn't in the end do it anymore. But this one, as I say, 1950s. I mean, even Walter and Market Garden, I enjoy doing those series, or those episodes. I enjoy recording them. Walter, we just have a little bit of fun. We just kind of, we sort of, in a way, I let my my bald head hair down, and just have a little bit of fun with it. And with Market Garden, I'm not entirely happy with the way that series has gone, in terms of, I didn't realise that it was on easy. I thought it was on hard, and so therefore we've progressed far quicker than what we ever should have done. But it just never occurred to me to even look to see what setting I had it on, because I always set every new game on hard. But whether I forgot with that one, whether I did an experiment or tried something or what, and just didn't change it, but I don't know. But I like I say, it's not ruined it to the point where I don't want to do it anymore, but it has kind of tainted it, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, it doesn't quite feel as authentic and as genuine as it should have been, just because, you know, as I say, for whatever reason it was on the level that it was on. But anyway, let's say it is on hard now, so we're sorting it out. But yeah, so back on this farm, I had to go. I had to, once I got it working, I had to then go back and watch a couple of episodes to try and sort of kind of figure out where I was at and what I was doing and what the plans were. But yeah, we're busy working away. As I say, we've still got the chickens. Obviously, nothing really as much has changed. Or he's still ploughing, but he's missed the bloody headland. And I don't know why. I don't know why that tractor, the plough, with the course plough. I don't think I'm far enough over here. That is actually quite hard to see that line, isn't it? That really hasn't helped. That really hasn't helped either. This is going to be tricky. We're going to miss a lot of bits in here. I can tell you that much for another. We're going to miss a lot of bits in here, because that is really hard to tell the difference, isn't it? In actual fact, there is a way that you can roll of it. I don't really want to roll it that way, but I'm going to have to, because otherwise there's no point me rolling a field that I'm going to miss most of it in. So we'll have to do it the rubbish way, not a cheaty way. We'll just go crossways across the field, because it will change the direction of the lines. If it changes the direction of the lines, I can then tell which line is which, because at the moment that is not making a big enough difference, is it? Because there's not enough light on. Can I see the difference now? No, but we are now missing. We are missing some now. So, as I say, we'll just go crossways across the field, because that is really hard to tell the difference of where I've been and where I haven't been. You can tell up here, but that's because the line goes the other way. So we'll just go crossways across the field, and we should be able to then tell straight away, and we won't miss as much then. So hopefully this should be a bit better. I don't want to do it this way, if I'm honest. It's silly to roll, you know, to work the field this way, because it's obviously the short way. I have noticed that a couple of farms in my area where I live have started to plough the fields the short way and then work them down and drill them the long way. So I don't know whether you know, whether sort of something's changed, or what, quite why they're doing it, or whether they've got a new worker that just doesn't. It's because it's one particular farm. You know, they've sort of worked the fields one way on every job, and now on ploughing only they're working it, you know, sort of this way across the field. But everything else they do, you know, sort of the length way of the field, which is, you know, makes more sense. But so I don't quite know whether they've, you know, sort of come up with something, or I don't know, or whether it helps with drainage, or quite why they're doing that. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, we'll do it this way. So yeah, we've still got the chickens, still got the feed, we've got some eggs now that we can sell. So we'll be getting on with that over winter. And hopefully, I think all the chicken barns now do have chickens in them. So, you know, we are needing quite a bit more in the way of wheat now to feed them. Although I would like to eventually sort of get it so that it's not wheat that's being fed to the chickens, it's sorghum or something like that. You know, because we can obviously do other things for, and I think, well, I might be wrong actually, I was going to say I think wheat is worth slightly more than sorghum as well, which obviously, you know, if we can use a lower value crop to feed the chickens, hence we'll get sort of more for the eggs than we would the crop, and we can still sell the wheat because it's a higher value crop, you know, as wheat. I don't know whether we'll be doing too much in the way of productions on this save. I think we will just be arable farmers that just get their, you know, the wheat and the grain, and we will just sell it to the mills and stuff, I'm not overly sure that we'll do that. I do like doing productions, as you know. Anyone who watches any of my, I do like doing the productions. Ever since Carmelin's Farm, I really enjoy the production side of it. But yeah, I don't think we'll be doing that in this save. The idea is just go through the years, a bit like 1950s. The only difference is we've started in 1987, and we sort of go through the years, and eventually we get up and get bigger, and I think the initial or the original aim and goal of the map or of the save was to try and own the map. Which it's going to take a very long time to do, but I don't necessarily mind that. I like, when I sort of get a map that I like to be able to, I like to do a long save on it. Yeah, so I don't necessarily mind the fact that it's going to take a while. So yeah. But yeah, we'll get this done, and then hopefully we'll have time in the episode as well to then go into the other field. We'll put the power harrow back on, we'll get the other tractor in there as well, and then what we'll do is we'll set one tractor off on course play. I will then drive the other tractor, because they're still colliding with each other. They're still, that I've not been able to solve that issue. They're still colliding when you put them on course play. So I'll get one tractor on course play, power harrowing. I'll drive the other one. I can be one end of the field while he's the other end of the field, and then when we kind of meet and the field is done, I can just stop the course and take him out of the field, and then go in there with the case and drill it. So yeah, sort of no real issue. There we go. I don't know, I get myself tongue-tied sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time-lapse because, as I say, we've got this rolling to do, and then hopefully, as I say, we'll at least get the power harrowing done in that field in this episode, and then what I'll do is also as well, I'll skip time to the next day, to the next day, and then we'll drill in sort of proper daylight, because that's also not helping me to see the lines, although I can see them perfectly well this way. Which, as I say, if ever you are struggling going the same way that you drilled it, just go across the field. I'm sure you figured that out for yourselves anyway. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that, but as I say, that's the way I've found then that you're able to see it. In failing that, you just install GPS, and you'll be fine. Because the GPS will just sort of keep you straight and in the right place across all of the fields. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and I'll see you in a short period. Bye for now. that's got the rolling done. Right, I was originally going to set off and, and sort of do this part of the video with us starting the field, but unfortunately the gremlins of what I told you about earlier have returned again. So I think I'm figuring out that it's not actually a mod that's causing my issues. That there is something on this left hand side of the map just here that is causing these tractors and courseplay to stop working, because it keeps saying it's blocked by an object. So I'm beginning to think that, although having said that, of course, it wouldn't load, so clearly it was a mod conflict of some sort, because as I say, it wouldn't load. But yeah, it seems to be this side of the map, because I've just quickly gone off to another side of the map and tried the two tractors on courseplay again working together, and they worked absolutely fine. So it's something in this side of the map, on this side of the fields, on the left hand side of these 3 fields or 4 fields, because it happens in the other one as well, that seems to be the issue. So yeah, as I say, that's why I was originally, then where's he gone? I was originally going to, as I say, do all of the, you know, from start to finish, from setting up the courseplay course to, you know, sort of working, you know, together in the field, but from the beginning. But say it wouldn't work, but it seems to be working okay again now. So hopefully we've got past that. I don't know why, but when I originally said that I was going to skip to the next day, it felt like it was about sort of 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, and then it's kind of like, it's now only about 3 now on the game, and it's so dark here. Like, it almost feels like the sky box needs brightening up a bit. You know, the fact that the sun's out, I know it's now saying there's a bit of cloud around as well, but earlier when I was rolling, when I said what I said, the sun was out completely by itself then, and it was so dull and dark. It kind of doesn't, well, I suppose it is October, but even so, I mean, October, from my experience of working on the land, you know, can be a very bright, very warm month. I don't know. Anyway, as I say, what we'll do is we'll quickly quack on. I've turned into a duck. We'll quickly crack on with trying to get this field done. And then, as I say, in the next episode, then there we go. So he's now blocked by an invisible object. It's not just me. I just don't get it. I just don't know what it is this side of the map that's causing all the issues. The only good thing about the only sort of good thing about the about courseplay is that it actually shows me where he's due next. So it means that I don't have to guess, and pretty much we don't sort of ruin what we're sort of doing, if you know what I mean, because courseplay actually shows me the next breed that he would have gone down, so it kind of rescues me a little bit. But we'll get a little bit further into the field and then it'll all just disappear and go away. As I say, it's something on this side of the map and these fields, on the left hand side of these fields, because it's happened in every field that we've done so far this autumn. It's just that I've either managed to edit quite a bit of it out so that, you know, obviously you don't see it. I mean, sometimes that isn't possible if I'm yakking away and what I'm saying, you know, is sort of either relevant or important, and then I have to kind of keep it in. But yeah, so I might revisit the mod again and just try it again. I mean, it's not a mod that's essential for the save, so I mean, it's not that I can't live without it in here, you know, and I'm sort of, you know, but I thought it was that particular mod that was causing the issue, but maybe it wasn't. But like I say, then again, it didn't load the game, so I mean, you know, it may well have been that mod because it was stopping the game from loading. So, and if you're wondering what mod I'm talking about, is Terrafarm. I had Terrafarm in because I wanted to do a few little changes and little bits and pieces, but yeah, as I say, eventually I I narrowed it down to that. So that's the mod, just in case you were wondering, you know, which one it was. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to flip over back to a little bit of, there we go, look, he's got blocked again. So I just don't get it. I don't know whether I'd be able to push him past the block and then he would just continue to drive on them. But as I say, there's something about, I don't know whether the map's been updated or whether the map's been fixed. To be fair, I downloaded this is the original version. I downloaded this version and kind of just stuck with it because I was a bit worried that any sort of subsequent version that there may well be available after, I would need a new download, a new save, sorry, and I'd already gone quite a little way in. So yeah, as I say, I resisted, but I may have to, because that may have been updated. Oh, do you know what? Honestly, when one thing with me goes slightly not right, lots of things follow then. But anyway, we'll crack on with a bit of time lapse, and I'll see you at the end. Hopefully we'll get this field done in the allotted time that I've got, and I say allotted time because I'm running out of memory. So it's not going to be long before I start to get the warning, and then I'll have to go off, convert, and then sort of hope that some memory's given back. But anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye for now. So I'm back, heavily more frustrated than when I left you last, but I'm back. Yes, it's starting to get on my nerves. Yes, I conclude that yes, the Terra Farm mod probably did have something to do with the no loading, but I got a feeling that it's do you know what? I think I know what it is. It's the dual wheels. It's the dual wheels that's causing it to think that there's another. So when it turns in on itself quite sharp, because it sort of doesn't do it all the time, but when it doesn't do it, it's because it's going straight and then just turns in and then drops. I think it might be the dual wheels that's doing it. That might be I'll try that off camera and just see whether that is a thing. But if it's not a thing and it just genuinely is, you know, something wrong, not necessarily with the map, but in terms of there's, you know, invisible collisions that obviously we can't feel, see or experience, but Courseplay is picking them up, then we'll just have to not use Courseplay. Having said that, I mean, that other case tractor ploughed this field perfectly well. It didn't have no issues whatsoever. I've got a feeling it's the dual wheels on this tractor. Experiments will be conducted. Because if that is the case, then yeah, as I say, we'll just have to get rid of the dual wheels. But the reason why I had the dual wheels is because this series is loosely based on the first farm that I worked on, and when I was growing up through the 80s and, you know, into the 90s and that, I left school in 97. You know, David Browns were prominent. It was only when we got into the 2000s that they started to go modern, when they massively updated the farm and went sort of pretty modern. You know, John Deere combines, you know, John Deere tractors, and by 2000 was when they started modernising. So they had a 2266 John Deere Hillsider combine. Don't know why, because we're completely flat here in Lincolnshire, so why they added a Hillsider, I have no idea, but they did. They had a 7810 John Deere. They had do you know, they had a couple of cases, is it 1455 XL, I think, and also a case Maxim, I think it was. So yeah, as I say, they started to like sort of update the farm a bit, and the David Browns, some of them got sold. The big one that we used with the plough, that one got sold. They had one of them, and they used to pull a great big. Well, I used to call it a star harrow, because the harrow tines on it were shaped like stars, and it was sort of basically used for really light cultivation. And then they also had a 6-meter soil saver for it as well. I actually got to use that 6-meter soil saver all those years later when I joined the farm in 2007, I think it was. Yeah, I got to use that on I'm trying to think what I used it on. It was either my Class Challenger or the Cat Challenger that we hired until our Class Challenger came. It was second hand, the Class Challenger that I had. It was a Class Challenger 55. Absolutely loved that tractor. That thing could pull. I mean, really pull. Yeah, I really loved that tractor. It's a good tractor, that was. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to end the episode here, partly through the frustrations, but also as well because a continual annoying problem that comes around sort of probably once to maybe twice a week has caught up with me again. So I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're glad to see this series back, and hopefully we'll be doing a lot more on it. It's going to replace either this week it's replaced the Friday episode of Farmers Market, So I'll either keep it on a Friday or it will come on a Monday. The reason being is that, well, A, because originally they replaced this because this wouldn't work, but also as well, like, me and FS25, we're not getting on. I was thinking the other day, so was it yesterday? I think it was. I bought a game off early access on Steam, and it was early access, and the developer had sort of kind of put, it's early access because there's probably problems with it, and there's probably, stuff that needs, doing. So I just kind of need as many people as can play the game so that, we can find the faults and the bugs. And the game ran, honestly, I was playing the game for probably about 3, 4, 5 hours, something like that, and the game ran absolutely perfectly. There was not an issue. There was not one single issue. The game cost me $7.99. Beta mode, early access, whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing it's roughly the same thing. This game came out as a full version straight away, charged me 30 whatever quid for the game. And honestly, not this game, but FS25. And I've never seen anything as bad in all my life. Honestly, I know I keep pulling it down and criticising it, and there are some wonderful good things in it. There's some really nice touches in it, and I have tried to highlight them to give a bit of a balance and a bit of a, do you know what I mean? Like, I have tried to highlight them. But honestly, the game at the moment is in such a terrible state. Now, I haven't installed the new patch yet, so by the time you watch this, I will have installed the new patch. So then I'll be able to give, my opinion on the game. But that opinion sort of won't be for another week and a half until the video, because I'm, as I say, I'm sort of so far ahead. And the reason why I'm so far ahead is that, some days obviously I wake up, if I have a bad day or whatever, and I can't really do too much or whatever, or if I have to go out somewhere or whatever, it doesn't matter if I miss a day recording, because I'm sort of many days in advance, so I can easily get away with not recording for one day. So yeah, it'd be sort of like a couple of weeks before you get to hear my opinions of the new patch. But some people are liking it, some people are not. As I say, I haven't installed it yet, so I don't know. And I only ever play FS25 when I'm recording Market Gardener or I'm recording the Walter series and episodes. That's the only time I play FS25. I did the other day, about a week ago now, I think it was last weekend, I downloaded and installed Calmsden and had a little go on that. It's a nice map, but it's fairly unplayable for me in terms of the map is perfect. The map, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the map. It's just that, the lanes and the tight gateways and stuff like that are just, I guess in certain places in the UK that may well be the way it is. And I'm guessing that the field sizes kind of reflect that, whereas Calmsden's got really big fields but really small gateways, so it's a kind of it's just, as I say, for me it's the narrow lanes and stuff like that. It just doesn't suit my gameplay. So while it's a wonderful map, beautifully done, as every Oxygen David map is, so I'm not criticising Oxygen David, he's done a fantastic job, it's just not for me. Which is a shame, because as I say, I would like to play his maps because I know there's nothing wrong with, I know they've been done to a very high standard and they're going to work flawlessly. But it's just kind of, could you at least, make a British map that sort of kind of reflects where I live, where it's two-way roads and, and everything sort of flows quite nicely, and the gateways are more than big enough to get, the biggest of farm machinery that the UK has to offer in. But anyway, that's just me. Like I say, I'm not criticising Oxygen David nor his maps, because they are brilliant, but they just don't suit my style of play, which, as I say, is unfortunate. But anyway, thanks ever so much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, I hope you're glad that it's kind of hopefully going to be making a comeback on the channel now that we you know, or now that I've hopefully got, honestly, like, this is so infuriating. It really, really is, and I'm pretty certain it's the dual wheels that's doing it. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it here, just because I think what I'm going to do is stop him and finish the rest of the field by myself. And yeah, as I say, I don't know whether it's going to be a Friday or a Monday in the future that it replaces, but it will replace one of the episodes of Market Gardener, and yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks ever so much for watching. If you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help my channel. It really does help me. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. So bye for now.